The accounting and finance jobs market has held up very well when compared to some other segments, such as, for example, technology and transformation. The areas where we're seeing most demand are defensive sort of industries like healthcare, education, energy. We've also seen private equity-backed businesses, I suppose, driving demand for those downstream businesses that they invest in. The area of greatest skills shortage within finance has been the tax area. There are currently 56 vacant tax roles in Sydney. The reason for this skills shortage is that despite the recent cuts in professional services, audit and tax have largely been unaffected. Apart from tax, other areas are those kind of specialist skill sets such as technical accounting and treasury. The volume of senior candidates on the market has ticked up markedly. The reason for this is there have been job redundancies at this level. And so the result is for roles in the sort of 200 to 300K mark, there are, I suppose you might call junior candidates who are moving upwards, but then they're also competing with candidates who are potentially taking job cuts and salary cuts of up to 50 to 60,000 to trade back in. The net result of that is there's a lot of competition at this level. I would also say the bar has got a lot higher for commercial finance people. It's really important at this level that candidates are able to demonstrate how they've made a difference and driven commercial outcomes for roles that they've worked in previously. The demand for junior candidates with Australian working rights remains strong. And so really that kind of market up to 150,000, there is a lot of competition still for the best junior candidates. It's probably important for clients listening to this to think about retaining their high performers at this level as demand is still strong. Another interesting dynamic to this market is there's been a lot of net inward migration to Australia. So particularly that sort of Irish CA market, which has been part of the scene for many years, they're back and arriving in their thousands, but there are relatively fewer roles for them as companies, I suppose, have cut back on hiring contractors to solve problems. The net result, though, is that salaries have dropped for those people without working rights, and they now represent potentially a very cost-effective solution for you. We're in a very interesting place with workplace flexibility now. I would say the majority of employers have now landed on 3 days a week as a requirement, and some are wanting to move to more days in the office. It's definitely fair to say that a lot of candidates are not on board with this, and so I can see a sort of a two-track career developing. For someone who's willing to go to the office, they will get increased promotion opportunities and bonus opportunities, and people who are less willing to come in and will be on a different sort of track. The other thing that's worth, I think, observing is, despite the fact that market conditions are softer from a candidate perspective, it's still really important that employers keep on top of things like employee value proposition, really telling the story about career development, leadership, and mentorship, because right across the board, the best candidates are still in demand. You do have to compete for them. So it's still really important for clients to put their best foot forward.